Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gospel Connect podcast, where we connect the gospel to every area of our lives. And my name is Ololade Philip.
What's up, family? I remain Prince Dara. And you know what? We are so glad you've joined us today. Whether you're listening from home, on the road, at work, on campus, wherever you are, thank you for spending this next few minutes with us. We're grateful.
So, we're about to start a very, very interesting conversation today. And it's one conversation that affects almost everybody.
Like, seriously.
Young or old, students or entrepreneur, content creator, or a passerby. We are talking about social media today. Yeah.
More specifically, to be specific, we are talking about the power of logging off.
Mhm.
We're not talking about deleting your account now. Not about deleting your account, not throwing your phone away. Just learning when to disconnect.
Yeah.
So you can reconnect with what truly matters.
I love that wordplay. Disconnect to reconnect. Yeah, that's a powerful thought because the question is not whether social media is good or bad.
Actually, the real question is: are you using social media, or is social media using you?
Because social media feel they use you and you think now you they use social media. Things are like that. So let's start by saying something very important.
Okay.
Social media itself is not evil.
Absolutely. Through social media, people learn,
Yeah.
connect, grow, businesses, share the gospel. This is Gospel Connect. And,
social media is one powerful tool that we are using. It's through social. What we are hearing us now because there's social media.
Thank you. That's the point. So, social media also helps people to build communities and, discover opportunities.
So where does the problem lies? I feel like the problem begins when a tool becomes a master. They are now being ruled by the tools that you are supposed to control.
Exactly. See, a phone is supposed to serve you, not control you. Social media should be a resource, not a ruler.
And we are in a time that many people don't realize how much time they are spending online until they actually check their screen time reports. I've done that many times and I feel like, whoo, do you mean I've spent 3 hours on Facebook? What?
I remember something happened recently. I think that was yesterday. I decided, I'm not coming online rather, because I had a lot of things to do. I intentionally put my phone on airplane mode, flight mode, and because of that decision, I was able to do a lot yesterday that I could not even imagine, just by deciding to stay offline to, focus on what actually matters at the moment. So that report can be humbling. You think you've spent 1 hour online and your phone says 6 hours.
And the 6 hours every day becomes 42 hours every week. Think of that. Think about that. That's 6 hours every day.
That's basically a full-time job, bro.
Wow. That's just wow. So one of the biggest dangers of always being online is information overload. You are loaded with too many information.
Oh God. See, we are constantly consuming content.
Exactly.
News.
Exactly.
Reels. New reels. Instagram can actually help you to do this when you just come out, your FYP is showing you.
There are always these gists. You just want to get involved with.
Trends, arguments, entertainment, more content than previous generations could consume in months.
And when your mind never gets a break, it becomes very difficult to think clearly.
Yeah.
Because it's clouded with so many things.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might be thinking thoughts that are not your thoughts.
Thank you. See, you know what's interesting? Many people know what everybody else is doing, but they don't know where their own lives are heading.
Let me do because that's deep.
Very deep. See, because we are spending so much time watching other people's journeys that we are neglecting our own.
And because of that, we start to compare other people's journey with our own. And that's where comparison comes in.
And that comparison is a silent thief. Like,
Hmm.
it steals a lot.
You just see someone's success and suddenly your progress feels small. You feel like you're not doing anything. You start questioning, what have I done with my life? Aye, try. And you see someone's achievement and start doubting your own purpose. Why am I on? Why am I in Nigeria? Why was I born in Nigeria?
God, you know what? See, um, we find ourselves comparing our everyday life to somebody else highlight reel.
I like to read. Try. So I think the thing is just that let's talk solution right now. Yeah. What happens when we intentionally spend some time offline? What happens?
Well, I feel like the first benefit is clarity. Like the story when I explained what happened to me yesterday when I made that decision to just stay offline and focus on what I'm supposed to do. It gave me this clarity of purpose. So I think the first benefit of staying offline sometimes is clarity. You get to understand, some certain things you are supposed to do at the moment. Yeah, clarity. Because when you're always online available, you just see a lot. In fact, Pinterest, let me say for instance, for us that are into a designer or content creator, you're creative in this space.
Yeah.
We're always checking Pinterest for ideas. You just see a lot of
overload of ideas. You see ideas will be telling you, have you seen enough? Yeah.
bro. So yeah.
Wow. Clarity. I think you've explained that already.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me just add little thoughts. Like for instance, when the noise goes down, your thoughts becomes
more
clearer.
Yeah.
You start asking important questions. What are my goals? What is God calling me to do? What kind of person am I becoming?
And sometimes I feel like young people are actually running away from that questions. And they spend most time on social media because of that. I think somebody said you barely see young people being alone for 10 minutes, not because they can't do that, because they are running away from some questions they are supposed to ask themselves.
For real. I concur to that.
That could be the best 10 minutes of asking some important questions in your life. And social media now helps you more. You now spend more time on it. You get it? Wow, that's that's powerful. Because growth often happens in moments of reflection.
True, exactly.
Yeah. Another benefit I think is that happens when you go offline is productivity.
True.
Productivity.
True. See, okay. Imagine replacing just 1 hour of scrolling with reading, learning a skill, praying, writing, exercising, or building something meaningful. You get?
Wow. That's 7 hours every week. At least 1 hour a day make it 7 hours every week. And that's remarkable.
That's like 30 hours every month.
Wow. And over 300 hours a year.
Imagine what God could do with that time.
Chai.
Just imagine.
And that's just 1 hour. That means that just you give him 1 hour every day.
True.
Just imagine now increases to like 2-3 hours. Sure. Oh boy. You will be a change positive you yourself, you see the change.
You will see it.
And here's something important. Being offline does not mean being disconnected. That's where a lot of people get it wrong. You are not disconnected.
See, in fact, sometimes going offline helps us to reconnect.
That's your quote.
Yeah.
Disconnect to reconnect.
Yeah, true.
Because you have time to reconnect with family.
Reconnect with friends.
Reconnect with purpose.
Reconnect with God. See, God is the essence of our existence, is our source. So,
and that's why we have Gospel Connect, connecting the gospel to every day of our lives.
Exactly.
Yeah. And some of the best conversations happen when nobody is checking notifications.
And true. Some of the best ideas, true, come when you are not distracted.
And sometimes it's even better that your phone is not even with you. So there are sometimes you are doing something, you just need to see this notification. I just said, let me quickly check it. And let me quickly check it.
You've gone through so many apps.
Yeah. And some of the deepest spiritual moments also happens in silence. So, this idea It's not even new.
Not at all, actually.
And throughout scriptures, we see Jesus, our Lord Jesus, intentionally stepping away from crowds.
He ministered publicly, but he also spent time privately with the Father
And Luke chapter 5 verse 16 tells us that Jesus often withdrew to lonely places
and
and
prayed.
prayed.
Yeah, true. What is the word often? Often, like it's something you have to do
So it's not an
once in a
occasional
while, or
something.
once in a blue moon.
It's not an occasional something.
Yeah. So if Jesus needed moments away from the noise, maybe we do too.
And that's what thinking about, because if you say we are following Jesus, I have decided to follow Jesus.
Okay.
Everything that Jesus did, you ought to do it
Thank
also.
you. That's it. That's it. We live in a world that celebrates constant activity, but God often works in quiet places.
So I think we should just give our listener a challenge. Let's give them a challenge.
I like that. What kind of challenge?
So for the next 7 days, choose 1 hour every day to be completely offline. Can you do that?
Oops.
Can they do that?
That can change someone's life.
Do this?
It can change someone's life, bro.
No, if you are hearing us, can you do that?
No Instagram, no TikTok, no Facebook,
no endless scrolling.
Use that hour to pray, read, journal, take a walk, spend time with family, work on a dream, or simply sit quietly with God. Come on.
Then ask yourself how you feel after 7 days. Just 7 days.
Just 7 days.
And we would love to hear your feedback. Really. We really love to hear your feedback. Tell us how you feel after 7 days. What happens during your time of quietness? Your time of stillness? What happened? Yeah.
So, as we wrap up today's episode, remember this: logging off isn't about missing out.
It's about making room.
Making room for growth,
making room for purpose,
your relationships,
and more importantly, making room for God.
Yeah, very important. Sometimes the greatest connection is not found online.
It's not. Most times, it's found in the quiet moments when we slow down and listen.
Wow, I love that. So, thank you for joining us on the Gospel Connect podcast.
Yeah. If this episode blessed you, share it with a friend and start the conversation.
Yeah.
This conversation, start it with a friend also.
True. Until next time, stay rooted in Christ, stay connected to purpose, and remember,
the gospel changes everything.
It changes everything.